nothing wrong in playing a mother for that matter. But still, I'm sure that a lot of people must have told you that.
Actually, I'm beginning to hear this more here, you know, because what's happened is that the film has been viewed a little bit more abroad.
I'm saying in a lighter vein actually, so don't take it too seriously.
No, not at all.
People like Karan Johar and UTV just coming in. Obviously, if any big producer wants to get associated with a movie, they definitely understand the idea in terms of, small can be big in terms of the value that it's bringing to the production house as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think the Lunchbox could have had the kind of projection that it does now, you know. When you don't have that kind of budget and when you don't have that kind of support on your own, a Dharma and a UTV, I mean, there's nobody better than them. You know, I've been a fan of Irrfan Khan really for such a long time. I've grown up watching his films. I don't think I saw my bits at all. I completely got lost in Irrfan's and Nawaz's work, and it was also consuming. Irrfan is such a profound actor.
Well, we have with us a very beautiful Nimrat Kaur. She's making waves with Lunchbox. I've seen the film, incredible film. A lot of people at the press conference the other day, they have this grouse that how can such a beautiful woman play mother to a kid actually. That is something which is not done in fact. So we'll find out more about that. Wonderful to have you on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure.
You know, you're sitting right now here, and somewhere I'm feeling that nothing wrong in playing a mother for that matter. But still, I'm sure that a lot of people must have told you that.
Actually, I'm beginning to hear this more here, you know, because what's happened is that the film has been viewed a little bit more abroad.
I'm saying in a lighter vein actually, so don't take it too seriously.
No, not at all. I think for me, it was never a mother or a daughter or a sister or a wife. For me, this part was just so engaging because of the story, you know, because it's a woman trapped in a circumstance, and she's just kind of looking for a way to build a fantasy world, and she finds one to fall in love with someone she's not met. And that for me was such an incredible hook that it didn't matter what her age or her appearance would be, for instance, you know, in the film.
No, that is something which is like a lot of people, they have this personal just slight issue in a lighter vein. But obviously, I think that it's a beautiful story. It's a very different story from what we've seen in the recent times. The best part, they don't meet actually. The guy sees her maybe, but they don't meet up, and it's a beautiful story. There's no doubt about that. It's entertaining as well. That Auntie G, I think she brings in a lot of like spicy element into the entire stuff. Enjoyed the entire experience?
Loved it. There is nothing more fulfilling than looking back at, you know, the process that you have gone through, not just while we were filming, you know, but before that. Right. We had the luxury to sit on the script for about 3 to 4 months before we started filming, and actually my bits were knocked off in about 11 days. Okay. So we had very little time to shoot, you know, as is the case with small budget independent work. You don't really have the luxury of time and, you know, just indulging. So we had very little time, and we knew that we needed to get on with it with no doubts in our minds. No, so it was really enjoyable. It was really beautiful.
Absolutely. In fact, I asked Guneet Monga the other day at the press conference that there are too many producers in the movie actually. So what exactly is the idea? And she told us that how certain people from US, they just pulled in the money, and they had the color correction at a certain country, and they had the sound in some other country. So that must have been interesting actually. Apart from that, with the sort of response that you're getting, and you're getting people like Karan Johar and UTV just coming in. Obviously, if any big producer wants to get associated with a movie, they definitely understand the idea in terms of, small can be big in terms of the value that it's bringing to the production house as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think the Lunchbox could have had the kind of projection that it does now, you know. What happens is that every film, it needs a certain canvas. It needs a certain projection to be out there to reach as far as it can. And when you don't have that kind of budget, and when you don't have that kind of support on your own, a Dharma and a UTV, I mean, there's nobody better than them. And they have the aesthetic, they have the right tools, they have the right reach. I keep repeating this. My grandmother now knows, you know, what the Lunchbox is because of Karan Johar being attached to it. In spite of the fact that, you know, I've been telling her about it, she knows about it by way of news or, you know. So it just really goes to say a lot about how far it can go now and where it deserves to go. I mean, it's a film about a common man, about a common woman, and it should be watched by one. And I think nobody better than Karan and UTV to do that.
And you know, the best part is that there is this chemistry between the two. The age difference doesn't matter. The fact that they don't meet doesn't matter. But you know, still there is, I think, a very underlined sort of chemistry between the two. And somehow, you know, mixed emotions, I think both of them they are having. Like Irrfan Khan, obviously being a man, considering that a woman is taking interest in him, is definitely giving him a high, and then he turns like a mentor as well, and there are mixed emotions, which is I think very, very human as well somewhere.
Yeah.
Almost I think one can relate to it as well.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a fantasy for me, you know, to think of being in love with someone you've not met, and you know, you're writing letters out in space literally, and they actually go out to somebody, and you know, you get a response, and then it's so beautiful. It's really a situation that I, as a girl, because I'm so romantic, that's the one other hook that I really found in playing Ila, who's the character that I'm playing, that she has a flight of fantasy and it comes true, and you know, you almost want that to happen in your life. I mean, how often does it happen that, you know, it's a freak chance, it's a 1 in a million chance of a lunchbox being switched in this dabba system that, you know, we've kind of based as the backbone of the film.
Right.
It's a 1 in a million chance to
and the
statistically
dabba wala is not willing to admit that he can go wrong.
And rightly so.
जब इंग्लैंड के राजा को हम लोग बुला सकते हैं तो हम लोग कैसे गलत हो सकते हैं?
Absolutely. And he's actually a dabba wala. His name is Sada Bhai.
Must be.
And he was a very aggressive chap apparently in the train, and Ritesh Batra, who's the director, he purposely chose him because he felt that he'll bring that you know, pizzazz to the scene I have with him, where there's an argument and I'm trying to tell him that no, you went wrong, and he's like, no, I didn't. So yeah, he was great.
Okay, Irrfan Khan, we all know, I think he's an incredible actor. When you see the film now, I'm sure because you must have shot separately as far as the scenes are concerned.
Yeah.
But when you first saw the film and the sort of, I think the interactions that he has with Nawazuddin and all those interesting, even with his would-be wife, that how he says that "mera girlfriend hai," you know, that pride that he has. I think a great actor. There's no doubt about that. A very, very special actor, in fact. How was your reaction when you saw his performance as a viewer?
You know, I've been a fan of Irrfan Khan really for such a long time. I've grown up watching his films, so there was no question in the anticipation I had, you know, to watch the film, because like you said, our portions were shot separately, and as far as Ritesh's approach went, he shot them as two different films. And then on the edit table, he put them together, and that's what became the Lunchbox, you know. So when I saw the film, I was actually completely distracted. I don't think I saw my bits at all. I completely got lost in Irrfan's and Nawaz's work, and it was also consuming. Irrfan is such a profound actor. He's such an incredible human being as well, you know. Somewhere his choices as an actor, everything he chooses to portray and how he does it, his depth, I think somewhere it goes to show how wide a spectrum he has in his mind, you know, and in his heart as an actor and as a person. So he brings that to the table, and every time that he comes on screen, he surprises not only himself but you as well. So it's always such a treat to watch him, and to be in the same film as him has just been such a blessing, you know. So it was beautiful.